Hello, this is Anthony again, and welcome to this new video. In this video, we're going to talk about a slightly more conservative angle than the previous videos in which we discuss placing bets on the outside bets and also we talk about the 5 consecutive patterns. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about we're going to cover a different approach that I thought it was going to be of some use for some of you guys, because I've received some emails from some of you members and subscribers telling me that you're not really too comfortable following the other system because of the bankroll and because of what could happen if you get a very bad strike, and you can lose up 200, 300, 400 euros or dollars in 2 or 3 minutes. And with roulette, that can happen. I mean, it's something that is happened before in the past. So I do understand some of you may not be comfortable following that kind of system. So that's why we're going to talk about this. That I do believe, and that I've tried myself, that is much more conservative than the other system, but is the risk is not as high as, well, not high. I mean, it never is that high, but it's not really something that you should worry about, like you're gonna be seeing in just a few minutes. Okay, so this strategy. Notice that the roulette table is split into 3 lengthwise columns. It's 1 to 34, 2 to 35, and 3 to 36. The column with the numbers 3 and 36 has 8 red numbers and only 4 black numbers, as you can see here. Alright, it's 8 red numbers and only 4 black numbers. Now we can try to use this to our advantage. So what we're going to be doing here now is, and just please pay attention because this is exactly what you have to do. We're going to place a bet using this strategy. So we place 1 chip on red, 2 chips on the first column, and 2 chips on the second column. Now, if you may know already by now that if you place an outside bet, if you win, the payout is 2 to 1. That means you bet 1 unit, and if you win, you get 2 back. Now, with the columns, there's 3 columns. Let's say if I bet on this column and number 19 came out, in this case it's 2 units that I'm betting, I will get 6 units back because the payout is 3 to 1. Okay? So now what we're going to be doing is 1 chip on red and 2 in the first column and 2 in the third. Now, if you by any chance you like to place bets on black, don't do this because you're going to lose. If that was the case, if you want to use black instead of red, that's fine. You just put 1 euro, 1 unit on black, and then you put 2 units on the first column and 2 units on the last column. Why? Because the second column has 8 black numbers. Okay? So anyway, back to red. So this is what we're going to be doing. Now, most of the time, you should be winning. Why? Because there's 3 columns and you just placing the bet on 2. However, when the ball sways in favor of the third column, which is this one right here, the odds are still in our favor because the ball will land more on red than it will land on black. Why? Because we have 8 red numbers here, only 4 black numbers. So this means that in the long run, you have a good chance of winning more than you lose unless you are being very unlucky. With this strategy, you should win small amounts most of the time with bigger losses that will occur less often. Now, because of this, you may like to try to raise your stake a little bit if you lose. It doesn't have to be a double up. I mean, bear in mind that we're not going to advise you to double up if that's not your game plan, your game style. So you don't have to double up. But since the odds now are slightly in our favor more than they were before in the previous videos, if you lose one or a few times, you can just raise your stake a little bit more in the next bets just to recover some of the money you lost in the previous rounds. But then again, you don't have to double up, and it's not required. Okay, so let me get right to the point, and let me show you how you can make money with this strategy. Let's get started. Right now we have 988 euros. So we got one chip in red, 2 in the first column, and 2 in the second column. See what happens. Alright, it lands on red, and it lands in the second column, so we win 8 euros back. Alright, we place 5 euros bet, and we got 8 euros back. So we're gonna rebet. There's no waiting, there's no placing bets in a different color. We do the same thing. Alright, we win again, another 8 euros. It landed on 34, so the color bet, we won that one. Also landed on the first column, so we won 8 euros. And we do it again. Lands in black. Now we win 6 euros. It's 1 euro profit. Why? Because we lost the color bet, but we still won the column bet. So it's 1 euro profit. The only way that we can lose with this strategy is if the ball lands on the third column, right here, we're gonna lose. But if it lands on a red number, our losses are gonna be cut, as you see in a second. Bet again. Alright, here we win 8. Okay, now in this example right here, it landed on number 18, which is in the third column, so we won 2 euros. We have placed an initial bet of 5, so we won 2 euros, and we lost 3 in this one. Now this is, I mean, you can do the same thing again. You can just place the same bet if you're not really feel comfortable, but since the odds are slightly in our favor because we're betting in 3 columns, excuse me, in 2 columns out of 3 columns, what I'm gonna do is, instead of just placing the same bet, I'm just gonna raise the stake a little bit. I'm gonna put 3 there, 3 on each column and 2 on red. We'll see what happens. We won 9. We delete the bets and we go back to the initial bet. We won 8 euros here because it landed on red and also in the first column. And we'll do it again. Alright. We won 6 euros. It's only 1 euro profit. As you know, it landed on black, but we still being profitable because it landed on the first column. This black, we're still being profitable. I'm just gonna wait to see if it lands in the third column to show you what I would do. 0. Okay, we lost there. Same. Alright, lands on red. Okay, so that's basically it. I mean, if the number just lands on the third column, it lands in 6, 15, 24, or 33, obviously we're going to lose 5 euros if that's the amount of money that we bet in that particular round. Some of you may be feel comfortable by raising up your stake on the next bet. If you want to do that, go ahead. If you don't, just keep pushing the same bet. Just go ahead and do it. It's really up to you, but just bear in mind that since we're placing bets on the on 2 out of the 3 columns, the odds are slightly in our favor, more than than against us. So okay, this wraps here up. We started with 988. Now we have 1004 in just about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. A 16 euro profit in 3 or 4 minutes is not bad. I mean, you're not gonna make billions with this, but you can make nice steady income. So you can try this at home and see where it gets you.